Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at the iPhone X LCD screen replacements. If you want to buy the part, in the link in the descriptions. So we're going to be replacing the front screen with the LCD and the glass together. So you can open up the bottom screws. If you do not have the tools, I'm going to have tools in the same link in the description, so you can buy the tools too. When you buy the parts, the tools comes with the screen. Now it's because it's a waterproof phone, so they are kind of sealed. So you're gonna have to heat up the edges a little bit, not too much, to damage internal components. And then you're gonna lift it open one-sided. If you have a suction cup, you can use a suction cup to get the edge out a little bit. In my case, I'll use a knife because I'm kind of used to it, but you want to be careful if you're using it the first time. Then we're going to pry all the sides with the prying tool. You want to go on the right hand side, edge side, you want to go real careful because there are flex cables inside for the LCDs and you don't want to damage them. And when you open up, you do not want to tear it apart, because the main Face ID connectors, front camera connectors, are non-removable, so you do not want to detach, or you don't want to pull out so they can rip off from the board, otherwise you're kind of screwed. So make sure you gently open up from the right hand side and tilt it one side, and you'll see all the 5-7 screws. Again, these are the screws that you need specific tools to open it, which is included in toolkit. Once you pull all the screws, you will lift up the front panel. Then you're going to disconnect LCD ribbon cables. Now when you're taking these ribbon cables out, you really want to make sure you do not damage any components on the motherboards around the connectors. So really be careful and nicely open the connectors. Once you open the connectors, since we cannot remove the connectors for the front camera's cable and Face ID cable, we're gonna lift it the way it is, and then we're gonna remove the front speaker first. There's 3 screws for the front speaker. We're gonna remove them. Now whenever you remove the screws, make sure you put it in the place with in order. So when you're putting back together, you're gonna put it back in the same order that you remove them. Now under the speakers also connect with the ribbon cable, so you do not want to rip it off. Even a little bit ripped off a ribbon cable and you're screwed. So you really want to be careful. So if you want to watch it 2-3 times before you start doing it, do so, because you don't want to screw it up. This is a Face ID recognition sensors, so you really want to be careful with that thing. So now, as you can see, there is our front mic, front speakers, front camera. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up the front a little bit so that it's gonna loosen up, that it's holding it together. You don't want to do it without a little bit heat up, because it might rip the sensor that are connected with the flex cable and with the LCDs. If they might rip it off. Sometimes it happens. So you're gonna heat up a little bit, gentle heat up, not too heat up, and then kind of remove them. So if you have a heat gun, if you don't have a heat gun, hair dryer works. And then probably 200 degrees Celsius or 150 degrees Celsius, you can heat up a little bit, and then you can gently pry it up. So as you can see, when I'm heating it up, I do move around, because if you heat up in one place too much time, you can see it's kind of getting yellowish. That means it's kind of going to extend, which is going to burn. Now slowly, gently lift to the one side. That's just front sensors. and the other one is the top one is your Face ID. Now that everything is removed successfully, we're going to bring the new LCD. As you can see, it's not too much of work to replace these LCDs compared to the iPhone 6 or 6s or 6s Plus or 8 or 8 Plus, since this does not have the home button to be replaced. So I think this is a little bit easier. If you do a little bit carefully, it's easier way. Now there's one more thing to be removed. It's a housing that holds all the front camera Face IDs together, because we're gonna put that one too. So either you can heat up a little bit, so you don't want to break that thing, because we're gonna be using that, which is gonna hold in place. And once you heat up a little bit, it's gonna loosen up, and then you can take it out. And now we can start putting it back together in the new LCD screen. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but once you get used to it, it's not a big deal. Now whenever you buy the screen, you do have a choice to buy two kind of screen. One is going to be OEM screen, one is going to be, the copy screen. Now the saying the copy and OEM screen does have a little bit difference, but not too much. But in the price, it does have a very big difference. So about $200 different in the price, or $150 different in the price. So I don't think does it really matter that you're getting OEM screen or copy screen, because I think they both work the same way. It's just that maybe the other one will be more in a good material, that's all. So as we took the screws out in the order, now we're going to put it back in the order that we came out. So I'm gonna do one side, the longer flex cable first, and then the other one. Maybe probably that's the easiest way to go. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that one first. So instead of using a tweezer, if you use a finger, it's better. Unless you're really used to doing it. Otherwise, use your finger is better. So that's kind of avoid poking up the flex cable. Just in my trip, you know. So all looks good. Now we're gonna put it back the front plate. Put back all the screws that came out in order. Now make sure there's some of the longer screws, some of the shorter screws. That's why you put it in the order. So when you put it back together, you do not damage the motherboard. Because if you try to put the long screw in the small hole, you know, you will definitely screw through the cable connection inside, which will ruin your phone. So you don't. That's why you put it in order. So when you put it back together, it goes in the same order. So you're gonna put the top first. Then we're gonna put the sides down. Yeah. There you go. As soon as you see the Apple sign, you know, you're happy. Everything looks okay. So that's good. We can put the bottom screw back, and the repair is successful. Now it can take about 15 to 30 minutes. It depends upon your hands, that how good you are doing it. But again, if you want to buy the parts, link in the descriptions, and parts are good, guaranteed parts, and it comes with the tools. Thank you for watching, and if you have any question or comment, you can write it down, and we'll try to answer it. Thank you so much.